Hello, this is Ms. Obermeyer, and this is digital photography class. So today I'm going to show you one of the enrichment projects for those of you who have finished your 3 common assessments. Those 3 common assessments are, from my perspective, light, shadow, and reflection, and the 7 rules of composition. In order to get points for this project, you have to have all 3 of those finished. In order to pass the class, you have to have all 3 of those finished. But for those of you who are doing great, who have kept up with everything and would like to either get a few more points or possibly just do this because it's a good technique to learn and it's something I want you to learn, so you can move ahead and learn this before next semester. So we're going to start out for this particular project. It's what we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating a picture that has selective color. So we're going to be making a picture black and white, and then we're going to bring back some of it to color using the mask on the black and white layer. Okay, we can also play around with the opacity of that layer, and I'll talk more about that in a moment. So right now I have Photopea open. I'm going to go to Open from Computer, and I'm going to select a picture that I've chosen that has some nice color in it. Okay, this was a picture I took at a 4th of July festival a few years back. I am going to go down to, now that I have it open, I'm going to go down to the adjustments, the adjustment layers over here on the right, and I'm going to add a black and white layer. Okay. Now, as you know, you can always adjust the black and white values by using these sliders. Okay. But I think it looks pretty good the way it is. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I have to select the brush tool. So the brush tool is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The 8th tool down. Okay, it is on top, so you won't have to open the little drawer up. And then I'm going to go down to my color picker. I need to have black and white selected on the 2 color patches. So I want maximum black here. And on my other color patch here, I want maximum white. All right. The next thing I have to do is go back to my layers, go to the black and white layer and select the mask, which is this white rectangle right here. Okay. Now, looking up at the options for the brush tool that we've selected. Okay. We can of course, make the size bigger or smaller. We can also make the edge of the brush very crisp, or we can feather it a little bit. I'm going to bring it down just a little bit to maybe like 80%, okay, hardness. So there's a little bit of softness around the brush to feather in the changes that I'm going to make. Okay, you can experiment. If you would like it to be a hard edge, you can absolutely do that. You just have to make sure you're very precise when you are, bringing back the color. All right, so we've brought down the hardness of the brush just a little bit. Everything else we're going to leave the same. Normal blending mode, opacity 100%, flow 100%, and the smoothing can stay on 0. All right, so what we're going to do is, if we have black on top, okay, right here, black on top, black is going to allow us to cut through the black and white layer, okay, and white will bring it back. Okay, so wherever I paint, for example, if I paint right there, just do a circle, it cuts through the layer over here, revealing the color underneath. Okay, so if I want to, for example, bring the entire guitar back to color, I mean, you can use the selection tools too. It's a possibility. Use the selection tools. And if you are going to be really precise, you should zoom in as well. So if I click on the zoom tool and move in so that I can see, whoops, see really nice and close what I'm doing. Back up just a little bit there. Okay, now remember that the bracket tools to the right of the letter P on the keyboard allow you to make the brush smaller or bigger. Okay, so now I'm going to go in and bring the color back. Okay, trying to, now there I kind of went over onto the fingers a little bit, so I'm going to go back in later and fix that. Okay. I'm going to make the brush just a bit bigger to try and, get the majority of the guitar color back. Whoops, went way over there, so I'll have to go back and fix that. I'm using the command minus to zoom out. Okay, I'll go back and fix that later. Such a beautiful red color on this. Okay. All right. So I've got the, just kind of checking down here. All right. Whoops. Okay. So now I've got the majority of the, I've got the guitar, the color has been brought back. Now I need to go back and clean up where I went over. To do that, I'm going to switch to white. Now you can also use the keyboard. The X, the letter X, will switch from black to white. It will switch the two color patches. All right, I'm going to zoom in again to this area. And this time I'm going to use a more, whoops, I'm going to go to my brush tool. I think I'm going to use a more precise brush. So I'm going to go up to 100%. I'm going to make the brush very tiny, very small, using the bracket tool, okay, to kind of get in there so that I get a nice crisp edge. Clean all that up. Get rid of the color on the outside. Okay, and if I need to switch again, I can use the black to kind of, go back in and make sure that I brought back the color in the same spots, the same way that I did with the rest of it. So right up to the edge. There we go. Okay, so Command 0 makes it fit the screen. And I'm going to actually make it a little smaller so you can see a little bit better. Looks like I probably could go back in and do a little more work here. I do see some things that I missed. So you do have to zoom in and you have to, make sure that your edges look really nice and crisp and clean. Okay, so this is called selective color, and it is a little bit cheesy in a way. It is something you can do, okay, and it's something beginners love to do. Okay, now the way I like to use it is to maybe just bring back, some of the color very bright while the rest of the color is a little more subtle. So let me show you what I mean. So if I go over here to my layer and I go to the opacity of that layer, what I can do is bring the opacity of the black and white layer down so that some of the other color comes back a bit, maybe about 50% of the other color. So I'm on 50%. So you can see the colors in the background are there, but they're not quite as bright as the guitar. If I turn it off, the other colors look, brighter. This is without the black and white layer, and this is with the 50% black and white layer. Okay, so you can, again, kind of play with that, maybe bring it down just a little bit. And that way it's not such a harsh transition. There's a little color, it really makes the guitar stand out. Okay, so I like it like this. I would save it like this. If you want to make some black and white, you absolutely can. So that's one possibility. All right, for the enrichment project. All right, thanks. Bye.